Hey guys, Supervisely here, and in this video I would like to showcase the new class-agnostic object tracking neural network that we have recently integrated into our platform. In this video I really would like to emphasize on the fact that this neural network does perform really good on various object tracking tasks. So let's get started. When working with neural networks, most of the time we need to deploy them onto our device in order to use them, because neural networks require computing power in order to make predictions or basically work. So let's do exactly that. Let's navigate to the Start menu, go to Neural Networks tab, and here on the left side we see some modality sections. So let's go to the videos and go to Detection and Tracking. And here we have the MixFormer. Let's run it. Go to Advanced Settings, and I want to deploy this neural network onto my own agent. If you are interested in connecting your computer to Supervisely in order to use apps that require computing power like most of the neural networks, I will leave a link in the description to the video where I show this process. So let's run it. So that was the only prerequisite that I needed to do before actually using the neural network. And now I'm going to show 3 examples that showcase some different object tracking tasks, so we could see the neural network in real-life scenario. So let's start off first with this example, with this video. Here we see some guys playing football. So the first step to actually track an object is to manually label the first frame. So let's grab a rectangle tool and create a class. I will call my class football. Let's press create, and let me actually zoom in. We need to segment the first frame by hand. Okay, looks good. Now let's go to track settings and choose the MixFormer object tracking neural network. If you have several of the object tracking neural networks deployed onto your device, here will be a list of them, but I only have one, so let's choose it. And let's go with 180 frames. Now we can press track. Alright, so the tracking process is now complete. Let's see how the MixFormer performed. Let me actually adjust the playback speed. I'm set it to 50%, and let's play the current segment. So in this example, we've had some object scale variation right here, which means that the object becomes bigger or smaller in the course of the video. And the neural network handled that pretty good. And also we've got the moment where the object becomes partially out of view, and the model handled that pretty good as well. So let's move on to the next example. So in this example, we've got some traffic footage, which is low quality. And usually when the footage is lower quality, the neural networks struggle more. So let's see how the MixFormer performs. And I, in this case, want to track this object, this motorbike. So let's create a new class for that. Okay, and now we can segment this object. Now let's go with 50 frames and let's see how that works. Okay, so let's see the result. The model tracked pretty good, but that was not enough. Let's pick the last frame and track 50 frames more. Okay, so the model finished tracking 50 frames. Let's play them. As we saw, in the moment where the object gets covered and becomes out of view for a few seconds, the model doesn't lose the track of the original object, which is good for an object tracking neural network. So let's move on to the last example. Here we have a couple of cars racing, and on this video I would like to show you multi-object tracking aspect of this neural network. So let's create two more classes. And let's segment the two objects. Now we can select the two objects just like that. And we can now track, let's say 100 frames. Let's press track. Okay, so the model has finished its job. Let's see what we've got. So here some occlusion is happening, and as you see, the model handles that perfectly. But to see the full picture, we need to track some more frames. So let's do that. Also, if we are not satisfied with the predictions on any point of the tracking, we could just manually correct the mask or the box or any type of annotation and retrack the object from this point. In my case, I don't need to do that, but if you saw that the prediction were not ideal, you absolutely could do that. So let's press track. All right, so let's see another 100 frames tracked. So as we saw, in the moments where the objects have occlusion between them, the model handles that perfectly, which I personally think is a really good indicator of the model's performance. Also, I would like to draw your attention to this small detail. You may have noticed that on the timeline some frames are filled while the others are striped. This is due to the fact that the filled frames are labeled by hand and the striped ones are automatically generated. And here actually in this section we can see the total frames, and automatically generated frames are labeled also here. This is useful when you cannot distinguish the automatically labeled frames from those that are labeled manually. So that's it for this showcase. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like. And if you have some questions or feedback, you can leave it in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.